Welcome to the Sharad Kohli Show. And first of all, my greetings for 80th Independence Day. It's been 79 years since the Britishers left here. They plundered India. They robbed India. They looted India. They left literally nothing here. There was a point when India was called Sone Ki Chidiya, golden bird, because India had 25% share of the world economy. And for 200 years, these Britishers, they left us with literally nothing. So today in this video, I'm going to give you some very interesting numbers. Well, those numbers may not be absolutely comparable because of the purchasing power parity, because of the inflation and so on. But the numbers are very, very interesting and it will give you a fair idea of where we stood in 1947 as compared to today. Please do watch this video to the end. You started watching the Sharad Kohli Show, where I bring to you topics like these. Well, let's first have a look at what was the population of our country at that time. We were only 34 crore people. After that stupid Britisher, Radcliffe, drew a line and divided India into Pakistan and India without having any clue of what he was doing. And there was massive migration from here to there to here, killing lakhs and lakhs of people. We were only 34 crore people in India at that time. And we are now 145 to 150 crore. Census is going on. We'll know next year as to how many we are, including you and me. So we've almost grown 4 times. In fact, more than 4 times. Well, the most fascinating number for me, how much was the GDP of the country? You will not believe it was only 8,650 crore rupees. 8,650 crore rupees. We are today about $4 trillion. We are the 6th largest and worth $4 trillion. For your information, $1 trillion is about 96 lakh crore rupees. For the sake of it, imagine at that time we were only 8,650 crores. How much was our per capita income? Well, any guesses? Rupees 250 per person. Rupees 250. What is it today? We are about $2,800. We may not be amongst the top in terms of per capita income, but just an interesting comparison from where we stood. Imagine 20 rupees a month or a little more than that, what an average Indian was earning. Let's move to the literacy rate. How many people could read, write and sign? Well, that was definition of literacy earlier. Only 16% people of the 34 crore people could read, write and sign. The rest 84% could not. Can you imagine how unpad these Britishers left us? 84% people could not read, write or sign. It is today at 80%, our literacy rate, by the way. How much was the life expectancy at that time? That is, how much did an average Indian live for? Can you believe on 15th August 1947, an average Indian lived for only 32 years. This was the median age. Today, this stands at 72 years. 72 years. Then let's move to urbanization. As to how many people on 15th August 1947 lived in towns and how many in villages. You would not believe that the total number of people who lived in towns was only 14%. Only 14%. Today, 36% people live in the towns and the rest in the villages. Let's look to how much was the contribution of agriculture to our economy. That is, how many people depended on agriculture. That will give you an idea. 50% of our GDP comprised of agriculture. Today, it is between 15 and 18%. At that time, 50%. This may be good or bad, but that's different. But this is an absolute number comparison. Then what about foreign exchange? Did we have foreign exchange at that time? There were no dollars. It was Britishers and only pounds. Pound sterling as they used to call it. Can you believe within the country and some of the silly bank accounts in UK, we had only 950 crore rupees left in terms of foreign exchange. 950 crore rupees. Today, our Forex reserve is close to $700 billion. $1 billion, for your information, is about 9,600 crore rupees. Well, that was the condition in which the Britishers left us. Now, the most interesting aspect. How much was the gold price at that time? Well, you love listening to my gold and silver analysis, so I would definitely not miss that piece of data. Gold price as on 15th of August 1947 was 88 rupees 62 per 10 grams, rupees 88.62 per 10 grams. It was measured in tola earlier, so I have converted it to 10 grams to make it comparable to the contemporary times. 88 rupees 62, that was the gold price. If you had 10,000 rupees at that time, if you had 10,000 rupees at that time and you had bought gold, you could get gold more than 113 kilos for that matter. Would you believe that gold would have been worth today how much? Between 1.75 crores to 2 crore rupees, because the current gold price is about 1,52,000 to 1,55,000 crore rupees per 10 grams. I am talking of different kinds of gold in different markets and so and so. Minimum of 1 crore 75 lakhs if you had invested 10,000 rupees. There are still people, from your forefathers, your great-grandfathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers. People still have, by the way, gold. There are families in India who still have gold preserved from that time. Imagine how many times gains they have at this point of time. Now, of course, I would like to add a rider here. While speaking out these numbers, especially the numbers which are in rupees, which are amounts, basically money related. Well, obviously, how much 100 rupee could fetch at that time and how much 100 rupee could fetch at this time may be different because of the inflation. The purchasing power of money is different now. People with 20 rupees salary at that time could survive. People with 2 lakh salary at this point of time are not being able to survive properly. But that's a different matter. But the fact is that these numbers are very, very amusing. And this gives you an idea as to how these Britishers left us, a country which was almost ruling the world at one point of time. At this point of time, I would like to say that if they had not plundered us, or if they had not ruled, or if they had not made us slaves, you can imagine where we would have stood at this point of time. Well, obviously, it's very hard to draw that picture because we don't know politically how we would have been. We would have been a democracy, or we would have been, as it was earlier, fragmented kingdoms here and there. Would we still have been a united country or not? That's a different topic altogether. But on economic terms, this is a very interesting comparison, which I thought on this Independence Day, I must bring to you. If you like the contents of this channel, please do subscribe, press the bell icon. It will give me a lot of motivation. Until we meet next time, goodbye.